Hello and welcome to Stories of Science. Here, we look back on humanity's long journey to understand the world. The questions, the failures, and the breakthroughs that slowly changed how we see the universe and ourselves. We tell science as stories.
Carl Sagan, the man who wrote a letter to the universe. Right now. This very second, trillions of particles are zipping through your body. They don't knock, they don't say hello, not even a polite excuse me. You don't feel a thing. No pain. No vibration, not even a whisper of their existence. It's like, you don't matter at all. But wait a second. If this is happening all the time, if the universe is streaming through you like a river you can't see, then here's the kicker: who are you? Where exactly are you? You think you're standing on solid ground, feet on earth, breathing air. Wrong. You're more like floating in an invisible torrent. A temporary cluster of particles. A version that could be rewritten at any moment. Creepy, right? A little philosophical too, but here's the scarier part: someone actually saw it all, not just saw it, understood it, and then did something utterly irrational. He decided to tell everyone, not in a journal, not behind lab doors, but to you, yes. You. On your couch, scrolling through videos. He stared at the universe for half his life, then he turned around, looked at ordinary people and said, "Hey, the spot you're standing on, it's just a point in the cosmos." That man, Carl Sagan, astronomer, scientist, storyteller of the universe. And here's the twist. Humans have been looking at the sky for thousands of years. Some drew myths from the stars, some thought lightning was God throwing a tantrum, some even thought someone up there was watching us. We looked up. Always, but rarely asked, why? Curiosity? Fear? Or some vague inkling that the answers are up there? Another question. The universe is huge, cold, dark, silent. So why should it even be spoken of? It doesn't like posts. It won't retweet you. It sure as heck won't leave a comment like "great job, keep going." Yet one man wasn't satisfied with just understanding it. He wanted the whole world to understand it too. Sounds romantic, right? Maybe a little crazy, because explaining the universe isn't just about stars. You've got to explain time and space, why humans exist, and oh yeah, keep people awake while you do it. Basically, it's like doing stand-up while teaching relativity. And he nailed it. No scary formulas. No jargon that makes your head spin, just stories, imagery. A tone that's almost like a chat. Piece by piece, he handed the universe to ordinary people. So now you can casually say the universe is big. But behind that sentence, someone spent a lifetime making it make sense. And this is just the beginning, because next, he was going to do something even wilder. He wasn't just going to talk about the universe. He was going to shove the whole universe into a TV. Let's rewind time, not cosmic time, small, human-sized time. 1934. Brooklyn, New York. No spaceships. No telescopes. No trace of the future. Just a regular apartment, and in it, a boy was born, Carl Sagan. Ordinary name, ordinary family, father, Samuel. Eastern European immigrant. Worked in clothing, basically, daily battles with fabric, mother, Rachel. Homemaker. But if you think she just cooked and cleaned, think again. She had curiosity of the unstoppable kind. Together, they were perfect. Dad, calm, practical. Believes the world is amazing. Mom, sharp, rational. Always asking, really? One amazes. One questions, see what's happening here. That's basically the two legs of science. And this kid inherited both. Not a wild child, not a goody two-shoes either, more like a quiet question-making machine. Other kids got candy. He, how does sound come out of a radio? Other kids, I want a toy. He, why are we here? Who could handle that? The good news, his parents didn't shut him down. No, stop thinking about useless stuff. Instead, they did something crucial. They took him to see the world. 1939. Age 5. The New York World's Fair. To most kids, it's an exhibition. To him, cognitive fireworks, lights, machines, sounds rising from invisible signals, models of future cities. His brain? Completely fried. Not because it was too much, but because it was stunning. First realization: the world isn't just what you see. It has rules, and these rules can be understood. Like, you always thought magic ran the world, then someone shows you the code and even lets you peek at the source. A 5-year-old, blown away, not scared. Just, amazed, everyone else sees a fair. He sees the universe's inner workings. Even a time capsule there, other kids, cool. How will future humans see us? See the difference, other kids live in now. He already thinks about the future, about civilization. And here's the danger, he got addicted, not to sugar, not to games. To understanding the world. Stars, time, existence itself. And he had a gut feeling these questions can be answered, not myths, not legends as science. Huge step, most people stop at curiosity. He wanted the answer. Like seeing a locked door, most mysterious. Where's the key? From that moment, the world wasn't given. It could be dismantled. You see lights. He sees electricity, you see the sky. He sees the cosmos, you see stars. He sees questions. And once the questions appear, they don't go away. Eating, walking, dreaming, you can't help thinking, if all this follows rules, can I find them? And it all started in a perfectly ordinary family. No fancy resources. No genius programs, just a spark of awe. A pinch of doubt, and one World's Fair. Simple, right, but sometimes, life only needs one moment. One scene. One question. For 5-year-old Carl, he had no idea yet. He thought he was just blown away. Little did he know, this shock would grow, multiply, spread, until, decades later, it reached the entire world. Time moves forward. The kid, stunned by the fair, goes to school, does homework, faces the universal teen question, what do you want to be? Dangerous question, most panic. Or say doctor, lawyer. Safe, parents happy. Carl, not so much. His brain was already full of stars, universe, time, and a bigger problem, questions. Lots of them. Problem, can his passion feed him? Sure, you love the cosmos, but the cosmos doesn't pay a salary. At least, not yet. Then a pivotal moment, high school. He finds out. Astronomer is a job, not a hobby. Not a side gig. A real paycheck. Mind blown. Suddenly I can love this and survive. Cue heart explosion, more thrilling than romance, because while other teens worry about crushes, he wonders how the universe works, while others sweat over love letters. He asks, does the Milky Way have an edge? It's not just different interests. It's a different OS. And he made a choice, not casual. Real commitment. He decided to become an astronomer. Not for romance. Not for cool points. To know the answer. Key step, most compromise between passion and reality. He didn't. He turned curiosity into a career. Beautiful, right, but reality is cold. You study. You take exams. You enter elite spaces. And he did. Age 16. University of Chicago. Not a regular college. A place where the person sitting next to you might change the world. Even crazier, he realized something to everyone there. Just as weird, thinking the same strange, deep, systemic questions. It's like, you think you're a freak, turns out, the whole school is freaks, and ranked freaks at that, some ordinary, some ultimate bosses. Finally, he found his tribe. But wait, college isn't the end. He would meet people, not just teachers, legends of science alive. And at that moment his life would amplify again. The real transformation, just beginning, where he would meet what's basically the Avengers of physics. Cut to Chicago. The wind is fierce. And it's not just cold, it's the kind of cold that makes you rethink your life choices. But colder still? The intellectual atmosphere. University of Chicago. This isn't just another college campus. It's a filter. You either get sharpened into a tool, or you get tossed aside. And Carl Sagan? He chose to stay. Here's the kicker. He thought he came to study science. Turns out, he came to witness it live, front row seats. Check the lineup. Enrico Fermi, a nuclear physics legend. Key player behind the first controlled nuclear reactor. In plain English, this guy rewrote humanity's understanding of energy. Next, Subramanian Chandrasekhar. Studied how stars die. Laid the foundation for black hole theory. Not the stars themselves, the way they die. Dark stuff, right? Add one more. Harold Urey, Nobel laureate. Studied the chemistry of early Earth. In short, he tried to figure out how nothing turned into something. Picture it. You walk into class. The lecture starts. You look up. And it's not a regular professor. It's the kind of person whose name is etched in textbooks. You think you're taking notes, but really, you're listening to history itself. And you can ask questions. It's a bit mind-bending. At this stage, Sagan starts experiencing something bigger than learning facts. It's a mental upgrade. These people didn't just hand out answers. They asked questions you never even thought to ask. Like, if stars die, where does their death go? If the universe is expanding, where is it expanding into? If life is chemistry, could it exist elsewhere? Once these questions land in your brain, they're like a virus replicating non-stop. You can't stop thinking. Sagan quickly learned a crucial lesson. Science isn't about memorizing answers. Science is about never being satisfied with the ones you've got. You question. You dismantle. You rebuild. Even authorities? Fair game. Sounds cool, right? Exhausting too. No shortcuts. No good enough. Every conclusion must face the question, where's the evidence? This was half of what his mother gave him. Now it was amplified 1,000-fold. The other half, from his father. In Chicago, these two merged into something dangerous. A mind that could be stunned by the universe, yet never fooled by it. In short, you can be moved but stay rational, you can be romantic but keep the math straight. This is the seed of Sagan's later style. He wouldn't be a cold scientist, nor just a storyteller. He'd be someone who explains physics with poetry. But first, a choice loomed. Science is huge. Particles, galaxies, time, the question of existence itself. Abstract. Advanced. Hard to grasp. Sagan did something counterintuitive. He didn't chase the most abstract theories. He didn't dive headfirst into pure math. He didn't obsess over formulas. He picked something more tangible. Planets. Yes. Not the universe at large, not some ultimate theory, just the ones you can see in the night sky. Venus. Mars. Jupiter. Seems simple, right? Actually, it's the bridge. Planets connect. Astronomy. Physics. Chemistry. Life itself. Study one planet, and you're asking, how did it form? Why is it like this now? Could it harbor life? Chain reaction after chain reaction. And the best part? These questions can be answered. You can observe, calculate, verify. Not like those ultimate where does everything come from questions, those are a rabbit hole with no bottom. Sagan's choice may have looked safe, but it was genius. He picked a path that let him touch the universe and explain it. A stage bigger than academia. A stage for all of humanity. At this moment, though, he was still a student. In a windblown city, getting pounded by knowledge, trying to keep up. He had no idea that these mental workouts, these conversations with history, would one day become words that could reach the entire world. Words that would make people nod, gasp, or fall silent. But first, he had to pick a concrete problem. A planet to study. Step away from the abstract to focus. Venus first. The name alone romantic. In ancient times, the morning star, symbol of love. Reality check, if you stood on Venus, romance isn't the issue. You'd get cooked. Surface temperature? Around 460 degrees Celsius. Not kidding. Not a sauna. It's like, the oven has already been ovened. Earth, cozy of Venus, ceramic factory. Back then, people guessed tropical jungles. Swamps. Maybe even life. Sagan asked the critical question. If it's really this hot, why? And he did what scientists do best. Break it down: gases, energy, light. He pieced together a conclusion. Venus is hot because of the greenhouse effect. Sounds familiar now. Back then, cutting edge. Venus atmosphere equals a super thick blanket, sunlight goes in. Heat can't escape. It piles up. A locked-in heat hell. In short, Venus equals oven cranked to max, door welded shut. This discovery had two consequences. First, humans truly understood a planet's climate system for the first time. Second, and bigger, humans realized Earth could turn into that. Not sci-fi. A warning from the universe itself. Sagan didn't stop. One planet can't tell the whole story. Mars, Jupiter, Saturn. He studied atmosphere. Not just if there's air, but what it's made of, how it flows, how it affects temperature, light, even color. Small questions, big implications. Can life exist here? Next, life's origin. Point 1 of science's hardest questions. How do you go from non-life to life? Not myths, not miracles, processes. He experimented as simulating early Earth, simple molecules, gases, energy, a spark of lightning. Sounds like dark cuisine. Outcome? Stunning. Complex molecules formed. Amino acids. The building blocks of life. Implication: life doesn't need a miracle. It can emerge naturally, step by step, like Lego blocks. Suddenly, the universe changes. If life can form here, why only here? Maybe it's everywhere. Sagan's mind, terrifyingly expansive, every answer leads to more unknowns. Unknowns drive humans forward. By now, he'd done something remarkable. Changed humanity's understanding of planets, climate, even life itself. Sounds hardcore, academic, paper heavy. But ordinary people? Not so easy to digest. Sagan had bigger ambitions. He didn't just want scientists to understand. He wanted everyone to get it. But fate gave him an opportunity, outside the lab. One that would put him center stage in history. Because what made him legendary? Not papers. A space mission. By the mid-70s, humanity had already sent its first probes beyond the solar system. And then came the question, what if someone actually finds them? Not if they ever will. But what if? For the first time, humans collectively hit a philosophical wall. Who are we? What do we look like? How do we introduce ourselves? Sounds a bit like online dating, doesn't it? Except the date is aliens. And at the center of this existential headache? A familiar name, Carl Sagan. 1972. Pioneer 10 is about to leave the solar system. Sagan and his team do something audacious. They put a metal plaque on the probe, the Pioneer plaque. Simple. Direct. Slightly awkward. It shows two humans. A man. A woman, naked. Yes, naked. Humanity's first self-introduction to extraterrestrials, in full natural state. Around them, strange symbols: hydrogen atoms, the solar system's location, the ship's trajectory. Basically saying, hi, we're here, this is what we look like. Don't get lost. If anyone out there ever sees it, this might be the first human picture they encounter. Imagine the scene: aliens open the spacecraft wreckage. At first glance, they see two humans waving. No subtitles. No instructions, just a hand in the air. And maybe they think, are they greeting us, or surrendering? Fast forward to 1977. Things escalate. Voyager 1 and Voyager 2 are about to launch. This time, Sagan wants more than pictures. He wants voice, culture, emotion. Enter the Voyager Golden Record. A golden LP. Inside, music, from Bach to rock, sounds of nature, waves, wind, heartbeats of greetings in 55 languages, even a simple hello. And yes, human laughter. Picture it: a lone spacecraft drifting through the void. If someday someone presses play, the first sound they hear might be a human breath. This isn't science, this is pure romance. Humanity sending a letter to the cosmos. No address, no zip code, no clue who's receiving it, but we sent it anyway. Because sometimes, sending the message matters more than getting a reply. Sagan pushed humanity to ask, if someone is out there, they'll see our faces, hear our voices, and maybe even understand our loneliness. But you think that's the peak of crazy? Not even close. He steps into television. 1980.TV ruled the world. No TikTok, no recommendation algorithms, but there was one thing: viewers. Sagan brought the cosmos to them. Cosmos, a personal voyage. Opening line? Legendary: the cosmos is all that is or ever was or ever will be. Big idea, spoken softly. He didn't lecture. He told stories: star births, the origin of life, humanity's smallness and greatness. Effects, cutting edge for the time. Music, epic of basically 1980s YouTube, but live and worldwide. Over 500 million viewers. Yes, back when Earth's population was far smaller, roughly 1 in 7 people tuned in to hear him talk about galaxies, not the latest soap opera. Science went viral for the first time. No longer confined to labs and journals. It became dinner table conversation. A kid's dream. A culture of curiosity. Many future scientists would say he made me look up at the stars. Sagan's genius, making the distant feel close, the complex, simple. He'd say, we are made of star stuff. Poetic, yes, physics, too. But fame didn't soften him. He began saying no to pseudoscience, to nuclear war, to ignorance. He started calling it like he saw it, publicly. In the second half of his life, he could have stayed quiet, played it safe, but no. He tackled fads, UFO hysteria, astrology, mystical claims. They were profitable, appealing and easy to believe, but Sagan said extraordinary claims require extraordinary evidence. Meaning you can believe anything but prove it. He corrected friends, called out the media, explained to the public, not a troll, just serious about facts. 1995. He wrote The Demon-Haunted World. The title says it all, humanity haunted by demons, not monsters, but ignorance. He warned, our greatest danger isn't not knowing, it's being confidently wrong. He preached scientific skepticism. Don't blindly believe, ask, where's the evidence? Consider simpler explanations. Stay curious but grounded. In 1990, Voyager 1 was far, far away. Sagan requested a last look back. A photo of Earth. The pale blue dot. Almost empty space, darkness. A tiny speck, that speck? Earth, not a star, not a cinematic hero, just a pixel. Sagan wrote, on this dot are everyone we love, every war, every history. It hits you all our petty fights, ego battles, just a pixel, not even center screen. A funny? A little sad? Sure, but it brings perspective. Hate shrinks, bias shrinks, ego shrinks. This isn't cynicism. It's clarity. In the mid-90s, he fell ill. A tough blood disorder, painful treatment, slow recovery, bone marrow transplants. Still, he wrote. He spoke. He reminded the world, don't give up on reason. 1996. Carl Sagan passed away quietly. No cosmic farewell, just an ordinary goodbye. But his story didn't end. His science communication changed forever. It became story, imagery, emotion. Today's science videos, the hooks, the analogies, the complex made simple, they echo him. Later voices, like Neil deGrasse Tyson, carry the torch from TV to the internet, from hundreds of millions to billions of screens. Form changed. Speed changed. Purpose didn't. To help humanity understand the universe and ourselves. Sagan didn't invent the cosmos. He did the harder thing, he helped humanity finally see it.
The people who change the world usually just think one step deeper. If this story made you see things differently, hit like, subscribe, and save it. See you in the next story.